Welcome to card class for the month of March. A couple things, we're going to do things a little different. I'm going to do them in little segments. But I wanted to talk about the cardstock carnival that's going on right now. You can purchase the 24 packs by getting 15% off. So rather than $16.95, they are $13.95. But I wanted to make mention a White Daisy is down to $9.95 because it's $11.95. There's no color to it. But there's also the bundle where you can get these bundles of color, and you get 6 sheets of each color, sometimes 8 depending. Like a 3-pack gets 8, a 4-pack gets 6. But if you get all of it, you get 30% off at $158.95, and that is an awesome savings. Also, with the special that I have going on right now, if you saw in your newsletter, if you spend over $150, you get all the cards I'm showing today as a kit, and they'll all be stamped. All you have to do is assemble. So that's pretty cool, pretty exciting. There's different levels to get the cards, but to get all 8, you would have the anything over $150. So anyway, let's get started and let's have some fun. As I said before, I'm doing things a little different. I'm going to show you more of not how to put the card together, more say as some of the steps or techniques that I used on them. So our first card is in honor of St. Patrick's Day, and you can have whatever you want. You know, you can make this a birthday. It could be an anniversary card. But what I wanted to show you, a couple things I wanted to show you on this card is how to get, if you can see on here, this one's probably a little better. You can see the gold reflecting. And I did this one earlier because I want to do another step on there, and I wanted you guys to see it. So this is just one of the Close to My Heart boxes. It's actually not a very deep one. It's pretty thin. This is what I use for my splattering. I just find it's easier to keep it contained. And actually, before I do that, I digress here. Let me get the Lucky Charm. Let me get the 4-leaf clover stamped up for you. So this comes out of the monthly stamp sets. So that's very cool. There's lots of fun. We're going to use the butterflies a little bit later, but so I must have it on a block already. Oh, I do. So I just put it on a block, and one thing nice about this is you can line it up on your Versamat if you want. And I'm actually using avocado ink. I didn't want the really bright emerald green, and I'm just seasoning my stamp because it's been on my block for a little bit. But and if you haven't seen our ink pads, they're really cool. They're magnetic. Can you see that? I'm just going to ink up, twist here. Make sure I have a good impression. And I'm doing it just a little bit up and just giving some good pressure. And yes, it's a little splotchy, but that will go away once it dries. But I mainly wanted you guys to see it, and then I want to show you how to add splatter in gold. And I'm doing it in gold because, of course, it's St. Patrick's Day, so it's more for that venue. So let me show you back here with my splatter. And you can put it anywhere. My gold pen is an older, one of the very first, and I'm just in the corner here trying to get it juiced up so the liquid is flowing. Remember to store them this way, vertically, not horizontal. Otherwise they leak terribly. And then you can just start tapping. And see, this is why you want to have some scratch paper, something that's gonna hold it, keep the color. And you can do it as much as you want or as little as you want. And we're just gonna set that aside and let it dry. But I will continue with the process that I wanted to show you with. So I had done one, like I said earlier, and it's right here all ready to go. And this is our Spectrum Noir marker. This is our Ice Gray blend. And I'm just going to use this light, can you see that? Light pen, and I'm just going to lightly add, and it doesn't matter because this is alcohol, it's going to fade in to the white. So don't worry. At first you're like, whoa, 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 that's way too dark. Don't worry about that. It will get much lighter, and I'll show you how that works. And you're just, what this does is add some depth to your image. I just think it's a nice trick to use. Sometimes we forget the things that we were doing earlier and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot that. Well, this is one of them. So you can see how dark it is, but when you look at the card, see how dark? When you look at the card, see how it lightens up? It's not so in your face. Okay, so let's talk about the card here. So it's really easy. As you can see, it's you have your green pattern paper, which is 5 1/4 by 4, and then you have your patterned black or white, whatever you want to do here, is 3 3/4 by 5. So you just went down 1/4 inch. Now the gold foil, and I thought the gold foil would be fun because it's, you know, it's all about the pot of gold. That gold foil piece is 3 by 4 1/4. Your white daisy that you're stamping your actual image on, but you know, if you're getting a kit, you already have it stamped. But that piece is 2 3/4 by 4. And then this little strip of green is just 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/4. And you're just going to tear it towards you so that you get that little white edge on it. And then just a little tiny strip of gold goes over that. Okay? So that is the first card, the Lucky Charm card, okay? So let's move on to our stamp of the month for March, which is this beautiful, cool stamp set. Has the butterfly and the dragonflies. It has great sentiments. It has lucky to be your, and then you have wife or husband. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays on your wedding day. Sending you get well wishes. I love this little vine here. A little daisy. Lucky to call you a friend. Forever wouldn't have been long enough. And then just this little swirl here. And another daisy, single flower. But for the purposes of this card, I did the big butterfly in the peacock ink, and I wanted something that would give it just a little standout, a little bit more of a standout. So I used our Mix In paper pack. So if you haven't seen this, it's in the new book. Hopefully you've gotten it. This is the Mix In papers. And let me tell you, this is this taupe color that we are using first. And so I used the daisies. It's just a piece of New England ivy and then a scallop of glacier and then a little stamp of wishing you the happiest birthday. But I mainly wanted to talk about the butterfly. And the butterfly, no, it doesn't come with a thin cut, but it sure comes with it's big enough that you can reflecting quite a bit. Easily just free cut it out. There's nothing to it. It's pretty fast. I did a bunch of these and it went really quick. But I wanted to show you, because I don't know if you saw it here on the card, but I've added the stickles. And I've also, and it's hard to see, but I've also added the shimmer brush in the middle. So these stickles, and they are all different colors. This happens to be the diamond. And they're very easy to use. I've used this one so much, I'm gonna have to replace it. It's getting a little low. But you just want to squeeze it out in the middle and just kind of fill in once you've got some on there. And then I just did the big openings of the flowers. You can definitely do however you feel comfortable doing. I don't know, I love stickles. I think they add a great little pop of pizzazz. And then you just have to let that set and dry for a little bit. It does take a little bit of time. And then I'm just taking my shimmer brush and I'm just going to paint down the middle of the body of this beautiful butterfly, so that it too can sparkle and shine when it dries. Okay, so again, the trick is to get this without making it smear. Again, I wanted to show you, there is the finished product. So how cool is that? Pretty easy, huh? And a simple card, and a great card. Nothing's better than getting a homemade card. That's what's cool about this. So let's show you the third card. And the third card, we're going to use this month stamp set. I am really starting to fall in love. Like I said, we already used the shamrock on here. The butterflies, I think these are, I don't know, there's the font I like about them. I like that this is larger. This would make a nice, cute, easy to cut around, to add to a fun project. Want to get one more thing for this card. So, let me show you this card really quick. So this card is using the birthday party time that's in the core catalog, patterned paper. So really fun. And then I used, I put some stars on here to make it a little blingy and pop up. I also used an embossing folder. This is the star embossing folder, cascading. And like I said, the butterflies. So let me show you how to have some fun with this. I'm just going to put a scratch piece of paper down here really quick. And I wanted to show you a trick with how to put your stamps. Let me do it here first. Here, so I pulled the butterflies off the carrier sheet. And this is the part that you're going to ink. And you're going to lay them down flat. So the printed side, or the side that's going to be ink, is facing the bottom of your pad. And this is just smooth on top. And I'm doing this so that when I put it on my block, I can line it up. I'm starting to do this quite a bit. I just find that it just gives me, I don't have to worry about if it got bent when I was trying to pull it off the carrier sheet, or if I was not seeing as well as I should have. Just a little bit of everything, you know. It just, you know, it's paper. If you make a mistake, it's easy to fix, but it's a good point. Remember, our cardstock is two-sided. I'm actually using the darker side, and I'm doing green apple on green apple, so ink on ink. And I'm just kind of eyeballing this, and hopefully for photo prop, I got it semi-correct on there. Voila, there you go. So pretty easy. And then just to enhance that green color, I'm going to take a sponge dauber and put it on my ink pad, and then just start doing the edges. And I like, you can probably see here the difference. This is flat, nothing wrong with it, but adding that color just, I don't know, it just kind of seals it. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. It gives a finished edge to it. So just like that, so you can see that's done, okay? So I decided that I needed the yellow, which is on Lemonade. Here's the lighter side. This is the darker side. Again, I wanted it to have that same warm feeling. So I just got another sponge dauber. And again, I'm just adding some color to the edge. Now you could easily go, if you wanted the stars to really pop for this birthday card, you could easily add it over the top. But for the purposes of this, I just wanted to warm that up a little bit. Okay, so those two pieces are done, but I have one more thing that I want to talk about, and this is the sentiment that I stamped with. So let me get the stamp set really quick for you. And I can't, but I have the carrier sheet. So this is the Wish You Everything Happy Birthday stamp set. Comes with thin cuts, so everything that's in blue is a thin cut. As you can see, the birthday's curved, so it'll go on the banner, but I didn't want it curved. I wanted it straight. So I did the same technique. I laid it on my Versamat, stretched it out, and put it on a block. So I wanted to show you that that's how that is. So you can see that. And so that's where I stamped that. And then let's just get this Wishing You, which is straight on the carrier sheet. And I'm just inking it up. And just as easy as that, it just goes from there. And then I wanted to do one more fun little, maybe you haven't done this before, is first and second generation stamping. So you're like, well, I don't know what that is. Okay, so let's talk about it. First generation is stamping in its normal color. Second generation is not re-inking it, just stamping it again. This works better with a darker dye, but you don't have to do that. You can do it with light dies depending on what you want. And so I'm just randomly stamping on this what I just stamped with a happy birthday. So just so it has a little, and sometimes maybe it doesn't flow and you have to stamp it off here. That works. There's nothing. Remember to go, sometimes it's fun to go off the edge of the page so you're not looking for a set pattern. So voila, just like that. That's as easy as that birthday. So let's look back at this card. And like I said, I just added some stars. Everyone has stars. Oops, got a little gummy on there. I got my stars out of the sequins, the silver iridescent sequin pack. There's stars in here. You could do sequins. You don't have to do anything. It's strictly up to you. Again, these are in a craft jar. I just find it's much easier to open, pour some in the lid, and work from that. That's just the way I like to do things. So, anyway, thank you for watching, and stay tuned. We'll have another set of cards here shortly.